up, guys? My name is Bryce Evans. I'm going to take these next 20 minutes or so and just kind of break down what it is we do here at Family First Life. So just to kind of get started, a little bit about myself. I grew up in the central coast of California, San Luis Obispo area. Ended up going to school there, went to Cal Poly. Graduated from Cal Poly with a business degree. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with that. But was fortunate enough to find a company that was actually, the office is located up here in San Francisco. And that was just kind of my introduction to sales. It was a very, salesy outside sales role. Basically what we did at a basic level was we worked with companies that were shipping with FedEx, try to get them switched over to UPS, right? So nobody asked for us to come by. Nobody was reaching out, inquiring about our services. It was solely based on finding our own business. I'm very grateful for the opportunity because it was an excellent introduction into sales, into business, kind of operating on my own a little bit, and couldn't be more grateful for my experience there and everybody that brought me in, coached me, trained me, everything, and all the people I met. But about 5 years into it, just kind of didn't see the path that I was on as what I wanted to do anymore. And I started exploring, other sales opportunities. It was during COVID, so I was forced to work from home, obviously, like pretty much everybody else was. And it was kind of tough to cold call and to find business over Google Maps. I was used to going out and hitting a business park and driving around and seeing all the companies, whether they're doing shipping or whatnot, and to try to do that over Google Maps was a little bit tougher. And again, not to say it couldn't have been done, but it just kind of provided me the opportunity to maybe take a step back, I guess, and see what else is out there. Honestly, sat there on one Sunday morning and shot my resume out to a bunch of different sales opportunities. And that next Monday morning, I got a call from Dominique Rogers, recruiter at the time. And she just kind of broke down the business for me, explained what it is that we do, sent me over a YouTube video, watched that YouTube video, which took me down the rabbit hole of a whole bunch of other YouTube videos, right? So had a chance to just really check out, what this thing was all about. And that's when I ended up speaking to Dominique, and he just kind of broke down what we do. And I really liked what I heard. And to be honest, one of the things that he said to me on the phone that has always stuck with me the most was, well, it's not really what he said to me. It was that he kind of ran through the phone script. Like he asked me, he's like, what's your guys' phone script like? And I kind of told him, he's like, man, yeah, that is salesy. You're not kidding. Here's what ours is like. And he talked about like how assumptive and kind of nonchalant and laid back the phone script is. And I hung up that phone call like, man, if you can be that assumptive, like the people must really want what it is you're providing them. And that's really what attracted me to the business at first. And I ended up getting class for my license. Halfway through studying for my license, I was still working my other job, and I just kind of realized, I got to make a decision here. I can't see myself doing two things at once. Made the decision to leave, my previous company. Took about another week to study, passed my test, got ramped up to get my license, and have been having a ton of fun with it ever since. So that's kind of what brought me here. I've been with Family First Life for a little bit over 2 years now, and I'm happy to share with you guys, how I view this business from my perspective, and hope it helps someone. So just kind of getting a little bit more into what it is we do. Starting off with leads, right? We only help people that have already inquired about our help. Now, can we help? Yes, we can help out anybody, but the bloodline of our business, the majority of our production comes from requests that are submitted for life insurance. Obviously, that was super attractive to me, coming from something where it was cold call based, right? Nobody asked for us to come by, like I said. So the fact that we had access to pretty much an unlimited amount of people that have already inquired about what it is we're selling, that really stood out to me. And I kind of I knew that whatever I was going to do next after my last role, I would rather not have to cold call. I understand that maybe it'd be part of it, but if I didn't have to cold call as much as what I was doing before, that would be really attractive to me. And we used to joke in my office, man, I would pay money for a list of companies or people that are interested in what it is we're selling in our services. Right? We used to joke that we would pay for that, and really when I found FFL, that's how I saw this. I saw that as a reality. It's like, dude, we actually get to pay to acquire a list of people that are already interested in what you're selling, right? And to me, that just seemed like I could sell at a much higher level, and it seemed so much more scalable and efficient than going around and trying to drum up the business yourself, right? So we're a leads-driven business, no bugging your friends and family. Leads come in a variety of forms. We have internet leads, people fill out requests online. That's 2022, it's the way things are going these days. Most people are going online to get their information, to look up their products, services, and everything. So have an almost unlimited amount of leads from internet sources. People fill out forms on Facebook, on YouTube. There's still the mail. People still have stuff, still fill out stuff in the mail and send it back, so you have access to that as well. So leads are plentiful. That's what business is based off of. And honestly, I wouldn't be in this business if it weren't for leads, right? So lead-driven business. Compensation, how do we get paid, right? Essentially, when you sell a policy, the insurance company, let's call it Americo, for example, but insert John Hancock, AIG, Mutual of Omaha, whatever. They pay out a certain amount as an advance of what the client is going to pay into the policy. So let's say the insurance company, for example, let's say they pay out 1.5 years worth of what the clients get paid. That's like what they send to somebody. As an agent, we get a certain percentage of that, right? So compensation, it actually goes, as an agent, we can get compensation up to 145%, right? Comp goes up to 145. So if you're like me, you're thinking, wait, how can it be 145%? Like, how can it be more than 100%? That doesn't make any sense. Like I said, insurance companies, let's say the client, is going to pay $1,000 into the policy for a year, $1,500 into the policy in 1.5 years worth of time. That's basically the insurance company says, hey, you can take this first 1.5 years worth of what the client's going to pay as an advance, and then as an agent, we get a certain percentage of that up front. So let's say you're at a 100% commission level, for example, then you're going to get 100% of this 145%, right? A lot of other companies in our space, they give you 30, 40, 50, 60. You're lucky you get 70, 80% of that commission. Sean Mike, he flipped, the norm on its head of what agents get paid, and we get all the way up to 145%, right? So basically, the insurance company, they're going to pay you 75% of that on the front end, and their additional 25% in months 10, 11, and 12, assuming the policy is still in the books. So compensation up to 145. We have the highest commission in the industry. FFL is big on agents should get paid the most they possibly can for doing the most of the work. The company, FFL, obviously they still have to make money, but with a lot of people selling a lot of insurance, they do fine, right? So highest comp in the industry. Renewals, you get paid that advance, right? You get paid the back end money, so in months 10, 11, and 12, you get paid again for that policy, you're resting 25%. Most policies that you write, you'll actually get paid every year after that as well. With FFL, renewals are yours day one. There are a lot of other companies that you have to earn your renewals or be vested, be here for a certain amount of time before they're yours. At Family First Life, everything you sell, your book of business, is yours starting day one. So we get paid our renewals. So you sell a policy, every year after that, you're going to get paid a percentage of that as well. Bonuses. Lots of different kinds of bonuses. For one, there's the producer bonus. So you help 30 plus families a month. FFL is going to pay you, give you a check as a bonus for what you sold. And obviously the more you sell, the higher your bonus. Carriers have bonuses. Americo pays you a 10% bonus of whatever you write every 6 months, assuming you meet a qualifier. They just bumped that up from 8 to 10%. So the America bonus, always a nice little check to get as an additional, on top of everything you already got paid every 6 months. And I know Prosperity has a bonus. Mutual of Omaha pays out bonuses a lot. I just got paid a bonus from Ethos, a new carrier we have. I wrote a couple policies with them. $100 shows up, $200 shows up, $300 shows up, all is bonus. I'm like, I'll take it. I'm just doing my job. So there's bonuses, multiple different bonuses for just, like I said, doing your job. And then there's also, I'll get into agency building in a minute, but there's also manager bonuses. So when your team is doing a certain amount of volume per month, you're gonna get a monthly bonus from Sean, Mike, and FFL. Again, that's just bonus, just extra, right? So a lot of different ways you get paid. So far we have our advance. You sell a policy, you get paid within 2 or 3 days of selling that policy, 75% advance. 10 months from then, you get your back end. So months 10, 11, and 12, you get your back end, your additional 25% from that sale. You get your renewals, and then every month, should be getting once your team's doing a certain volume, you get an agency bonus, and then producer bonus, and then carrier bonus as well, right? Pretty cool stuff. Training. I'm big on training, obviously. If you have sales experience, if you're in sales, if you're looking at getting into sales, training should be very important to you. There's a couple different, there's actually obviously a lot of different ways that we do training. First off is self-training, right? Like, what do I have available to me that can teach me how to do this? Tons of it on YouTube. If you close this video down afterwards and then go into YouTube and type in Family First Life, mortgage protection, final expense, internet leads, telesales, in-home training, unlimited amount of training you can find on YouTube on how to do this. Different agencies have their boot camps put together, so kind of spelled out A through Z of how to go about selling insurance here. When I'm in that kind of 2-week period between when I passed my test and when I got issued my license by the state, I went through the boot camp a couple times. That's how I just got myself prepared for this business. So there's a ton of self-training, an unlimited amount of self-training that you can do online to get yourself ready. On top of that, we have, Family First Life has their Next Level Live. There's the Advanced Market Sales, the Monday Morning Wake Up. So there's a couple different trainings that FFL does on a weekly basis, usually on like Facebook Live, Instagram Live, something like that. And then whatever agency you're a part of, I'm sure they have their own individual trainings as well. Like, I'm part of Dominique Rogers' group, Family First Life Golden State. We have a Thursday morning training. We have a Sunday evening training. So those are kind of like team trainings. And then we have our in-person trainings, right? So it seems like almost every month there's some sort of conference throughout the country where you can go and get live in-person training. Another thing about training, it's only done by top producers, right? You're not going to see any video published or anybody up on stage from anybody that's not helping a certain amount of families per month. So you know that it's you're only getting advice from the people that are actually doing it and doing it well. And it's not the same people. We have so many agents across the country that are crushing it. It's not just the same guy up there saying the same things over and over again, even though his process is way outdated because things have changed. Always new people coming up doing trainings. I mean, there's podcasts. I listen to a ton of trainings when I'm on the road driving. It seems like every week, Mark Mead or Andrew Taylor or Stephen Yeats, somebody is always putting out a podcast training with some new producer, somebody new that's crushed it out there. And it's so cool to just hear so many different perspectives and ways to go about the business. And it really allows you to just kind of take bits and pieces from, the people that you feel like you resonate with the most and kind of build your own way of going about it. So I truly believe that with the self-training we have available, that you can go out there without talking to a single person and like a single other agent or manager and go help 20 plus families a month just from your self-training. And then the advice and the coaching and the feedback you get from other people that you work with just kind of helps you scale it from there. And going to sales training is always helpful. I mean, another thing about training, we have a free, training is always free, by the way. It's never anything you got to pay for. And we have a annual convention every year in February at the Marlin Stadium in Miami. And free 3-day training event, only going to be done by top producers as well as some pretty big keynote speakers as well. So yeah, training, got a ton of it. I test so much of what I've been able to do just to the training that I have access to, just because of the availability and the quality of it, right? So training's big. Lastly, just kind of going into business building. Again, I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for the ability to grow, right? Growth was big for me, and the fact that I don't have to be in the same position forever, and that's absolutely the opportunity here. You know, if I compared it to some other sales job, what I was doing before, whatever the case is, you know, I knew that I always wanted to move up and move into some sort of management position, right? Like if I'm working for a corporate sales job, I go from account executive to maybe a manager for my office or region, and then VP of sales, you know, all that type of stuff. And that's basically what this is, but the whole time it's you, right? It's yours the entire time. And like I had somebody reach out to me the other day and they're like, well, what about upward movement? Like I'm sure you got to meet a certain qualification, or you have to have be here for a certain amount of time before, you know, you can move into management. And I was like, dude, you move into management as fast or as slow as you want to move into management. If you start tomorrow and you help 20 people get started in this business, like boom, you're a manager. If you help one person, you're a manager, right? It's always up to you. So that's absolutely the opportunity, and it's the opportunity to not only make, you know, really great money from selling, but really great life-changing money, you know, from helping other people find this and do this business as well. And so every time, you know, if I help my friend get started in this business, every time he makes a sale, I get a little piece of it, right? That's called an override. And obviously the more people that you help introduce to the business and trained up and go out there and selling at a high level, you know, the more passive income you're gonna make in overrides. So that's where the money gets crazy, where it's really truly a business of the more people you help, the more you make. And that's what it's all about. So we work based off of leads. We get paid the highest in the industry to do it. We keep on getting paid to do it. We get paid even more to do it. Teach you how to do it. Teach other people to do it. Help other people find it. That's basically what we do. It's not that complicated. If you have any more questions about this, reach out to the person that sent you this video, and we're looking forward to working with you.